Welcome back. It's one of the top vacation destinations, drawing travelers from far and wide. Located on the south banks of Harrison Lake, Harrison Hot Springs is one of the most beautiful communities in the Fraser Valley. Reporter Danny Consalves looks into some of the main issues faced by the future council and what they can do to improve the lives of their citizens.
The village of Harrison Hot Springs is home to almost 1,500 citizens and is known for its breathtaking scenery along the shores of Harrison Lake. But what makes Harrison so unique on a political level is that they are known for having a high voter turnout. With the BC average of 30% in the 2011 municipal elections, Harrison Hot Springs had an outstanding 60%. In the summer, the village strives on its tourists. So naturally, one of the main issues in this upcoming election is tourism.
We would like to continue with the front street and also one of our streets that's behind the main street to improve it as well, because that's the main business core, and we want to keep the attraction going, and people have accepted our new streetscape with the wide sidewalk where the restaurants can bring out their patios, and it's been a great success for Harrison. And with a good council, I will continue.
Harrison's only industry is tourism, so the village needs a healthy commercial tax base from this source. I'm uniquely qualified to provide the incentive to keep tourism healthy in Harrison, or to restore it to health in Harrison. Not only am I actually in the tourism business, but I also have a personal professional certification in tourism management. I started the Chamber of Commerce, I published the original Visitor's Guide, and I helped John Green to create our hugely successful sand sculpture event. Tourism is declining in Harrison because the current leadership does not understand the microeconomics of the business. They've been promoting us as a day trip destination. What we need is overnight visitors, the ones who spend the money, which raises our commercial tax revenues and takes the tax burden off residents.
Another main issue is a lack of an emergency route out of Harrison.
There is only one way in and out of Harrison Hot Springs. There's only one road, there's only one route, other than by air or by boat. And this is something that both Agassiz and the Harrison Village have been trying to work on for over a decade, and they still haven't gotten anywhere.
It's been an ongoing issue. First of all, we were discussing the Hicks Lake route that would bring you out onto Seabird Island Road, and then we were discussing the Mahood Creek route, which would bring you out onto Ruby Creek on number 7, either towards Hope. At the moment, it's become an issue because the BC government is now going through a process with the First Nations regarding a boundary adjustment, and the discussions have been based around using the existing road that the logging companies would like to use to move the traffic and expand on that road. Now, Harrison Hot Springs is not in favor of the boundary adjustment. We're not against the logging, but we're not in favor of the boundary adjustment. So at the moment, it's still an ongoing discussion.
I know all the old roads around Harrison, having ridden them and driven them in jeeps. And it was actually about 13 years ago that I first suggested that we could have an emergency exit route to the north in case the road through Agassiz ever got blocked by a train derailment or some other disaster. There is a really good road available to us just out the back of Sasquatch Park. You take it about a mile down to Mahood Creek and you're onto a good series of logging roads, and it just needs to be cleaned up with a simple bridge slung over the creek.
One question that continues to be raised throughout the village is the lack of services such as a medical clinic and a pharmacy. Should our next mayor work towards a service increase or continue to keep Harrison small?
There's been a lot of talk about having a permanent doctor in Harrison, but Harrison is not big enough yet to support that. I mean, if you have a doctor, you don't have the lab and you don't have the drugstore. So I fully support the doctor's office and the medical center in Agassiz, the 2 pharmacies that are there, and the lab office that are there. It's 10 minutes from Harrison. It has the critical mass to be successful, and we should just get behind that and use it instead of trying to undermine it with pipe dreams about a medical center in Harrison. When we get to a population of 2,500, 3,000, I think it's viable. Today it's not.
Several of our residents have to go out of town for medical services, and some don't even have a doctor as of today. So to me, it's still a very important issue, and we've tried on many occasions with the ministers in Victoria to say this is very important to Harrison because we may only have 1,600 residents or so, but in the summer months it swells to 10,000. So we totally rely on our ambulance service, but there is a clinic in Agassiz which has 3 doctors, I believe, as well. But we still want our own doctor and own services in Harrison.
Also running for mayor is Zoltan Kiss. And those are some of the top election issues in the village of Harrison Hot Springs.
And now the weather on Shaw with Kate Hutchinson. Well, that is the end of our Decision 2014 edition of Go Fraser Valley. We hope that you feel ready and informed to go to the polls on November 15th and decide who will lead your community into the future.
If you want to get further information about local candidates, tune in to Shaw TV on November 8th and 9th at 8 a.m. Candidates will be giving their platform statements. Also remember that if you want to get further information, join our social media feeds on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Alexandria McFarlane.
And I'm Jonathan Horst. Please do make sure to go out and vote on November 15th.
Also remember, don't go out into the rain
without your raincoat.